just enjoying the side of the road here, and I've got the lights on and it's nighttime. There's cars driving by and I've only got one window covering up, so I don't think anybody cares. Anyway, I've got, this is build episode number 3. So in this video, it's about removing the rear HVAC system, which was sort of a factory part of the heating and cooling system of the van in the back. And it's a unique job. It's not something that I would have experience dealing with because it involves dealing with the air conditioning system. And that requires like some experience and tools and equipment, and probably it's certainly nice to have a shop for it anyway. So I take it into a shop here in this video, and they take care of it for me. It does turn out to be a bit of a ordeal, but you know, the whole thing comes around at the end. So anyway, this is build episode number 3, and also just last little note is camera super shaky in spots. I'm filming all this with that big sporty mustache that I had, so I was kind of just getting used to the whole vlogging thing, and I didn't throw in a ton of B-roll in this one, but here it is, episode number 3. I just spent a little bit of time prepping the back space of the van so that they can work on this disconnecting that heater core. It's also prepping me for the rest of the day, because today's going to be a van day. Okay, car is in the shop, and Jordan is in the process of ripping out or disconnecting the AC from the back, and also re-looping the coolant so that it continues to flow in and out of those 2 hoses, but it's doing so right in the engine bay. I'm not going all the way back to the back of the van. That way I can get the all that stuff out of the back. So, and then having that AC working in the front is going to be awesome. So stay tuned. Hey buddy. Hi. Man, these guys are funny. Hey. How's your morning going? Yeah, you look like a friendly one. Are you coming to check out, see if I got some food? Oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. I think you're pretty cute. And those little squirrels, little pine Douglas squirrels, are really funny. These ones that are in this area, obviously they see people a lot, but out in the woods when you're out hunting, they're like, bear, bear, get out of here. And they like kind of freak out at you. Yeah, it's funny. Some days you're out there and you hear like this rustle in the leaves, and you're like, oh, there's this, it sounds like a deer over there. And you get all excited. It turns out to be a squirrel. Those guys are really noisy out in the woods. So, of course, I am the noisiest thing out there. Human beings are loud in the forest, man. We got these big, blocky, flat feet. We just crunch and walk all over stuff, and our legs are big and fat, and compared to moose and deer and wolves. We got long, slender legs that just covered in hair that glide through the woods. Really stealthy. Versus us, we're just like, you know, this big cumbersome thing where things slap up against us, and we have to really be slow and methodical, and I guess we have to use our heads a little bit more to be able to be quieter in the woods. And bears are really quiet, man. Even though they're big, huge animals, I've had those guys up really close and you just don't hear them. And they just, you're like, man, how's that guy moving along and he's just not making any noise? They got these big, soft pads with claws on the end of their toes so they can grip, but they're lightly just kind of, you know, in constant marriage with the earth in a nice, soft way. And then their hair is just like this big, fluffy hair that just glides through all this stuff and quiets all that noise. It's like it just brushes up against something and it's super soft. Whereas us, it's kind of like, sounds like clothing. Granted, I have a lot of merino wool in my hunting setup, but that stuff's a little quieter. But I also have some synthetics too that I like. Just because the wool in this climate out on the west coast, it's good, but the reality is that things get wet out here like nobody's business, and you get wet. And those merino wool systems, although they do work really well for conditions that are wet and dry and all that, all the above, I use it as my base layer, but as an outer layer, you just get soaked to the bone within like half an hour of being out there. And then you're wet all day and you just kind of resign to the fact that you're going to be hunting soaking wet. And that's not really that fun when it's only a few degrees above zero and you got to stay moving so that you don't get hypothermic. You kind of get used to it, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Okay, so just a couple 100 yards away from the shop, I'm walking back. I haven't got a call from them yet saying it's done, so, but I did a pretty big loop walk, so, and I need my laptop at this point to be able to do some work. A little bit of anxiety coming up, honestly, because I'm coming back to the shop to get the van and interaction and all that sort of stuff, but you know, it's something else to look at inside and be like, what's that about? Is there really, do I really know what's going on? No, I don't really know what's going on at the shop, so best I can do is just kind of be open, but at the same time question what's going on. And cool, so great news, they're still working on it. He had it up on the hoist. I don't want to take a video in there just because of the way the interactions are. I don't want to like challenge the relationship more than I need to. Anyway, so yeah, that's exciting. It sounds like the AC system's been capped and good, and you're just doing the engine looping at this point. So we'll see. They've had it for a couple hours, so it's gonna be at least 200 and something. So we'll see. Still waiting. So, guy's painfully slow to watch. But he is sick, so I think he's wrestling with that. I'm getting a little bored. Not bored, but just kind of feel like moving on to the next thing. Yeah. If I knew they were going to be here all day, let's say hypothetically, I could just go over to my storage locker and work on a little sewing project. But yeah, that'd be an expensive day, paying a mechanic for a full day work. Yeah. Okay, so AC has been capped. He's recharging it right now, so the front of this system is going to work just fine, which is awesome. And the rear for the heater, he cut it right where I said I was going to do the same thing, but he didn't have like a U pipe or something that would join the two together nicely, so he had to spread the pipes out and use a piece of hose long enough to go around that produced the least amount of kink in it. So right now there's a little bit of a kink, but he's played around with how much kink he can do while blowing through it, and he's pretty confident that even though you can see a bit of a kink, that it's not going to be an issue. But he just like, you know, is he okay to do that? And I was like, well, for now, let's do that. And I'll look for a 5/8 U pipe that we can use in its place, and then I'll just bring the car back. Might even take care of this today if I can. Find something locally, and if I can't, then I'll bring it back as soon as possible and get that sorted out. So that's it, and I'll show a little video clip to show you the kink right now. Yeah, so that's it. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna go hunt for probably an aluminum pipe that'll do the same thing, that he can just use 2 sections of that heater hose to clamp it together, and then that'll take up a lot less space, and it won't be down where that leaf spring is and stuff like that. So we'll get that sorted out soon. Okay, so back in the van. The AC system was actually easier for them to deal with than was the heater core in the back. For whatever reason, it took the guy a little bit more time, and then ran into some problems with the hose with that kink. So, and the bill is going to be for something. It's quite a bit more than I expected it was going to be. It's because he spent more time on that heater, which sort of sucks, but it's not much I can do about it. So I'm just going to stop in at a couple shops. This one's Triton, so I'm going to see if they got something that I can use, and then I'll try the other place in a little bit. Okay, this is the hose I picked up from Triton, and there's a section of it right there that can be made into a nice U shape. So I'm hoping that's the right size and that's going to fit. That's a coolant line, so it's the right material. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed they can take me in right away, because I'd really love to get on with my day. Okay, it's 10 minutes to 4. I just finished it. I just picked up the van, and essentially the piece that I picked up at Triton happened to be the perfect type of hose for the job. So they put that in there. They ended up charging me a little bit more time. So the guy originally quoted me like 400 and something, and I don't know. All in all, it cost me 530 bucks, 527.03. So honestly, that was more money than I was expecting to pay for it. I thought, maximum would be like 300 bucks. But on another note, I decided that what I can do is I can save some money on the tires, which I usually don't like saying too much. It's like not to skimp out on tires, but you know, essentially I can find a set of tires for this car. It's just a Canadian Tire. Earlier looking at what they had in stock. They didn't have them, but they had a pretty good, decent looking set of tires that felt good. Be a winter set, so they're actually going to be better performers than the all-terrain tires that I was thinking of, and about half the price. So instead of being 200 bucks a tire, about just about 100 bucks a tire. So I can save money there and make up for some of the money I spent today with this removal of that AC equipment. Okay. Basically, my plan right now is to gas up here in Squamish and then go to Mr. Lube again. They wanted to retest the transmission fluid levels after the car was warmed up. So I'm going to be warming it up between here and North Vancouver, so that'll be plenty warm. And then I'm going to also get them just to top up the coolant, make sure that that's at a level where it should be at, just based on the work that was just done on the cooling system. So I don't know why, but this day, just all day car stuff. Good day. I just didn't expect it to be like all day in Squamish with the ear thing. And to be honest, I wasn't super thrilled with the whole experience there. It was okay, but yeah, it was okay. Anyway, I just got to Mr. Lube, and there's a bit of a line up here, which sucks, but I need to get this out of the way. It's kind of the final step to this whole thing, and then I'm probably not going to make it to the mail room in time, because it's already 4:45, and I think they close at 5. Oh, I'm tired. Hey guys, can I just like have a nap and you'll come get me when you're ready to move me in? I'm just I'm gonna have a nap. Oh, I got an idea. Maybe I'll watch some YouTube while I wait. Yeah, watch some YouTube while I wait. That's a great idea. Okay, gonna go watch some YouTube. See ya. Barely got started on a YouTube video, and then the guy's like, "Come in over on this side." Okay. Okay, they got me in. It was a quick check. Everything was fine. He didn't need to do anything. So I don't know. I'll probably check it myself and just make sure I do have a little bit of top-up coolant that I can use. Yeah, so that's it. I doubt the mail place is open, but I'm gonna go check now. Okay, sweet. Mailroom was open, so I got my mail. And I got 5 packages. So that'll be interesting to go through. I have no idea what's in there. I mean, I think one package is my struts for the front, so that's great. So all that stuff's gonna come in, and slowly but surely the parts will roll in and we'll get this thing up to speed. So yeah, I'll pull over up ahead somewhere and we'll go through that. Okay, just parked inside the yoga studio and I got to 27000. I just ripped it out.
That hole goes out into the great abyss of the wide road. I got this bolt right here I could use. Another one over there, and that piece of metal I got is big enough. The thoughts of using this hole might be for the diesel heater. So we'll see. I'm just gonna stuff that full of tinfoil right now. Okay, it's out. That was a hot mess. There's the hole. And it goes pretty much into, there's the tire. So there'll be a lot of shit flying up in there. I'll have to cover that up pretty soon with the actual plate. But for now, for today, gonna get foil. Foil and oil, baby, just like fried fish. Yep. Foil and oil, baby. I ended up just shoving a whole bunch of tin foil in that hole, and that did the trick. It just kind of was a temporary block until I got around to doing the whole heater installation in the back. I think that's coming up soon. I'm not sure if it's in the next video in this series, but that's definitely around the corner. Once I got this whole mess out of the way, it was really opened up the door for the rest of the series, or not the series, for the rest of the project, the rest of the build. Anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna leave it off at there, and it's nighttime over here. We're looking forward to driving up here to a little spot and camping out, and I'm not gonna sleep where I am right now because I've been sitting here with all my lights on for a long time. Anyway, you guys, take it easy and take care of yourselves. Thanks for all the love, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.